Okay guys, welcome back to Crypto Harmonics this Wednesday, September the 13th. And yeah, cryptocurrency land is seeing red today. Everything's kind of down. So I want to take a look while things are down, and because I actually like FUD days, I actually like days that it collapses, because I'm able to pick up cryptocurrency usually cheaper than I thought I was going to be able to get it. So I really like that. I'll let everybody else sort out all the freaking out stuff, and I'll just be snatching it all up. For Bitcoin, that's the first one I want to snatch up. So I'm going to look at about 7 different charts today, and I want to keep this real quick and just kind of give a brief midweek overview of where I think things are heading this week. If you see on here, I have Bitcoin pulled up on the 4-hour on GDAX, and it ran beautifully into my entry, which was $3,777. And we are up at $3,885 right now. It did make a move up earlier to about almost 4,000. Yeah, we're getting close, about $40 off of 4,000. So we'll kind of keep an eye on this and just see. You see this area right here. I want to point this out because, again, this would require an in-depth teaching to really go into this. But look at this area, how it seems to attract. That's where, to me, that's where Bitcoin is saying fair market value is at right now, in between 41 and 44, 45. That's where Bitcoin wants to be. I'm not saying it won't go lower, and because of that, you know, I will put a stop loss in on this particular trade. But if for long term, I'm just buying up Bitcoin as my, you know, I'm talking about coming out from fiat USD into Bitcoin to accumulate more Bitcoin when it comes down like this. I think 3,700 was a great place to get it. If it comes down lower, great, I'll pick some more up, and I have some other targets that if it comes down that far, I'll definitely be looking at it. But as you can tell, it popped up really hard at this level right here. So I like that area. I don't have a lot of support. It hasn't even come and tested it. This is the closest it's come in a while since when was that? That was about August 21st. So this is the closest it's come in a while. I'll be watching it and seeing if I was trading this, my first target would be up around here at this B point. So that would be my first target, and then my stop loss would be a little bit below X, right around here. So that's something I'm keeping an eye on just for overall. But you know, I love when it stretches out like this, because I love catching trades like this, because it'll usually snap back into this area that it keeps wanting to go to. That's not a for sure thing, but that's why you set stop losses as far as intraday trading goes. Okay, here's another trade that triggered for me a couple days ago. Had Bitcoin Cash at 525. I had a cipher pattern here. And I don't like cipher patterns for long-term reversals. I don't think that they are long-term reversal indicators. I think bat patterns do that much more beautifully and some of these other ones. But for a cipher pattern, I like a little pop up. So I originally had my take profit a little bit above this, and it didn't quite hit my target. So it kind of came back down, and so I moved it up, because it usually, if it'll come back up and blow past that, it'll go further than that. So that's where I've got my target. The temptation now, and this is a good talking point right here, is you get into this and you're in the money a little bit, and it's kind of floating right here, and then it starts coming down. A lot of people during this time bail on it, as you can see. So but I have to stick to my trading plan, or else I don't make consistent profits. So if I get out here and I get little bitty profits, that means my risk reward wasn't good. And I know this sounds funny to people. It won't to people that trade professionally, but to most people, I'd rather take a loss here than bail on my plan and get out here. I'd rather stick to my plan. And so you can see it hits support right here, and it's kind of bounced back up close to our entry. But I'm still, I'm still waiting for a move up. I'm saying it's going to hit this before it hits this. So we'll see. Okay, let's look at Ethereum. Okay, this is Ethereum on the relative to the dollar here. You can see I don't have anything in particular right now. I'm looking at relative to the dollar. My whole plan for this month was Ethereum to outpace Bitcoin, basically. So I'm heavier on Ethereum than I am on Bitcoin. So let's look at, makes more sense to look at the Ethereum relative to Bitcoin chart. And as you can see, they're both down, and so it's just kind of sitting in this area right here. No real movement. I do like this green candle here, but just don't have a lot of movement. But we have started getting a pretty good line of support here, so we'll see. Again, you guys know that if it does come down in here, I will be picking up more Ethereum. But for now, I'm just holding my horses with Ethereum. Just sit on it, let everything kind of come back up, and let's start seeing if Ethereum will run a little bit faster than Bitcoin this month. Okay, let's see. I want to look at EOS. Okay, so the reason I want to look at EOS is I'm not in it anymore. This is just to show an example of something to look for, and you guys in the Slack know. I'm not sure if I posted this one or not, but you guys in the Slack know how I like to look at double tops and double bottoms, right? So for me, this was pretty close. You can see you got this second leg of the double bottom coming right at around in here. So I'm looking for a break above that and a close above this line right here, and then a retrace down to the 618 to pick it up. And so that's exactly what happened. And here's, if I could just say this real quick, here's the reason why I love this trade so much. Because a lot of people could say, well, why don't you just buy on this second leg here? But you don't know if it's going up. This is just a safer way to play. Yes, there are a ton of trades that will break out and leave you in the dust. You will never see that trade again. You'll be like, man, I knew it was going to go long. And you just have to chalk it up to just missing that one and look for the next one. It's all about probability and risk reward. If you understand those two things, you're doing better than 99% of the traders out there, especially in cryptocurrencies. That's for sure. But so if you look at this thing, you could almost call this a double bottom too here, and it kind of works the same. But I'm going off this bigger move right here because I'm all the way down on the hourly chart right now. So you have this move up. This is the candle that it closes way above this. So I'll be taking my Fibonacci right here, and I'll be going up to the highest point, looking for the 618 retracement, which, as you know, I like to go a little bit before that, and that would be this line right here, and that's a buy for me. And I love, love, love when it comes back into this area, sitting on top of that that round part of that double bottom, if that makes sense. So coming down there. So I'm looking for a shot up to as high as it went, around a little before that right here, and then a second target of either a 127 or a 1618 retracement. So for me, I was like, it was so bullish looking, I was like, okay, I'll take some off here, right, and then some off at the 1618. So let me show you what happened. You see, here's the 127, and you can take some off at each spot if you want to. I like that. Also, I was just so sure it was going to hit my target, which was like right here. And so it didn't. So I take my profits here, and as soon as it comes back down into this area right here, which is where I entered in, I've got a stop loss here now to just get out, because I've already made some profits on that and I don't want it anymore. And especially now that it's come down past that and broken that, I would be looking for EOS, unless some news comes out or something. I would be looking for EOS to go lower at the current moment. It made a run up, it made a nice run up, but for right now, everything technically indicates that it is going lower. Okay guys, and this is Decred here. Let's look at this. This is another one that's another bat pattern that's on my radar. So I'm watching this one, seeing if it'll come down into this line here. One thing I don't particularly like, it's not a deal breaker yet for me, but one thing I don't particularly like is this huge green candle up and then this retracement that it's having. And it's found a lot of support right here. It might not ever come back. It might go up. But I typically like seeing them come down. Even quick is fine with me sometimes, because you'll usually get a good wick off that 886 retracement. But so I'm keeping an eye on it. It's a moment by moment thing. I'll keep you guys updated in the Slack, but it's, you know, for me right now, I'm definitely keeping my eye on this. And Factom is another one that I'm looking at as well, coming down into this area. This one's actually getting pretty close. I have a limit order on this one, so I need to make sure it's in the right spot. But yeah, I have a limit order on this one, so I'm very much taking this one here for Factom, and I'd like to see it come down a little bit lower, and I'll be picking it up. And you guys know, stop loss below X a little bit, and I'll have to see once the entry hits, but I might be looking for this this C point up here for the first entry. So a pretty good size target there. Okay, and last but not least, let's look at good old Digibyte. Okay, here's Digibyte. I had this trade that signaled. I've been in Digibyte, as you guys know, for you know, a while now, and I'm holding long term. It's one of the ones I'm holding long term. So any position that I can, any pattern that pops up down around in this area that I can buy more, I'm definitely buying, right? But if you guys were just strictly trading this, do you see how wonderful that B point is for a first target? I mean, look, it hit that thing and it's dropped all the way back down here. So I didn't take any profits there because I'm holding it long term. I'm looking for much higher targets than that. But I just want to make that point, because with the stop loss down around here and a target right around there, well, let's look at that. Let's see. So yeah, you're talking about, you know, a 2.22 risk reward ratio, which is awesome. I mean, if you can get that, and that's why I love the bat patterns, because they have great RVR ratios on there, risk versus reward, and over 2 is awesome. So you have 18% loss on this. If it does however much Bitcoin you risk on this trade, you would have 18% loss, but you would have 41% gain. So what a great trade there, I think. And I love that, and I love the C point, or even the top of the pattern sometimes for a second target, especially when you get some really good bullish movement with these green volumes here. Really nice. So anyways, I just wanted to show that because I don't have any trades on it right now. I am holding it, but I wanted to show the this is just a perfect example of the B point being such a great target to get out at and take some profits, because it's probably going to come back down and retrace for a little bit and possibly could even fall below D. Now, let me say this, and I know that you guys that follow along know this already, but my stop loss is right here now. If I'm trading this, if I'm actively trading this, my stop loss is right here. Is no longer right here. I'm right here. And what that does for me is I've locked in my 40-something% profit that I got right here, and I can only lose this little bit right here with whatever remaining portion I have on there. So I hope that makes sense. I'm going to be doing some in-depth stuff on some of these things, because really, if you understand a few of these things, that made all the difference in my trading. You can have the best program on the planet, but if you don't understand risk management and you don't understand the probability stuff, you'll still lose, you know. So this stuff makes it really really simple in a lot of ways. Even if it doesn't sound like it to you right now, it is simple. So all right, guys, well, I hope that helps. Just wanted to give a midweek kind of check-in, and I'll be checking in with you guys again on Friday or Saturday. All right.